When the Cannonball Run hit cinemas, it was far more than a silly car-based comedy. It burst onto the screen as a high-speed, rule-bending spectacle inspired by real events, packed with over-the-top stunts and a cast that lived just as wildly off-camera as they did on it. Beneath the humor lay reckless improvisation, genuine danger, raw behavior, and even international controversy. Today, we're lifting the hood on 25 bizarre, shocking, and often forgotten truths about this legendary movie. And be sure to stick around until the end, because the series includes a third installment that many fans still don't even know exists. Fact 1. The film was rooted in a real outlaw race. Long before Hollywood came calling, the Cannonball spirit was already racing across the United States. In 1971, automotive journalist Brock Yates and racing great Dan Gurney pushed back against America's tightening traffic laws by launching an unsanctioned coast-to-coast competition. Their daring mission was to travel from New York to Los Angeles faster than anyone before them. They named it the Cannonball Baker Sea to Shining Sea Memorial Trophy Dash, honoring legendary endurance driver Erwin "Cannonball" Baker, famous for his cross-country speed records. This wasn't about nostalgia, it was rebellion. Yates believed stricter speed limits and government oversight threatened individual freedom, and the illegal race became his statement. Drivers showed up in everything from Ferraris and motorcycles to hearses and ambulances. Many used disguises or fake identification to avoid arrest, while some posed as medical staff to sail through checkpoints. It was a mix of careful planning, adrenaline-fueled madness, and complete illegality. After 5 successful Cannonball runs, Yates and director Hal Needham realized the story was too insane not to bring to the screen. The result was a movie as chaotic and unforgettable as the race itself. Fact 2. The creators stepped directly into the film. Some filmmakers write from experience, but Brock Yates had actually lived the story. As co-founder of the real Cannonball race, he didn't just influence the movie, he appeared in it. He's seen near the starting line, sunglasses on, clipboard in hand, portraying a race official. This cameo meant more than fan service. Years earlier, Yates had raced cross-country disguised as a paramedic, with his wife posing as a patient. In 1971, he competed in the real Cannonball Run using the same Dodge ambulance featured in the movie. Alongside Hal Needham, he wore medical gear and used the disguise to slip past law enforcement. The plan succeeded until mechanical failure ended the run just short of victory. When filming began, Yates wanted more than authorship. He wanted to relive the experience. Watching actors reenact moments from his own life wasn't just entertaining. To viewers, it was a blink-and-you'll-miss-it cameo. To Yates, it was stepping back into his own legend amid stunt drivers, cameras, and controlled chaos. Fact 3. The leading man joined for fun, and later regretted it. For Burt Reynolds, the Cannonball Run wasn't about artistic achievement. It was about enjoying time with friends. Fresh off the massive success of Smokey and the Bandit, Reynolds was one of Hollywood's biggest stars in 1980. When his longtime friend Hal Needham pitched the project, Reynolds signed on almost instantly. The shoot felt less like a film production and more like a cross-country party with cameras present. He did minimal rehearsing, rarely watched footage, and treated the set like a hangout. Reynolds later admitted he joined purely for the camaraderie, not because he believed in the movie. After seeing the final cut, his view changed dramatically. He publicly called it one of the worst decisions of his career, not because it flopped, but because he felt it undermined his talent. Despite his regret, audiences loved it. The film became a cult classic, and Reynolds' natural charisma helped secure its lasting appeal. Sometimes the wildest rides are the ones you never planned. Fact 4. One actress thought she'd signed on for a completely different film. Joining a chaotic comedy is one thing. Doing so unknowingly is another. That's what happened to Farrah Fawcett. Known for glamorous, dramatic roles, she agreed to play Pamela Glover, a free-spirited photographer swept into the cross-country chaos. She believed the movie was a romantic action-adventure and prepared seriously, analyzing her lines, developing emotional depth, and coordinating her wardrobe for dramatic moments. That illusion shattered the moment she arrived on set. Dean Martin cracked crude jokes in a priest's outfit while sipping alcohol, and Sammy Davis Jr. wandered through scenes improvising endlessly. That's when she realized this wasn't a drama. It was an outrageous comedy. Fawcett later said she didn't fully grasp the tone until she watched the movie with an audience. When crowds laughed at scenes she'd played sincerely, she realized her honesty unintentionally added heart to the madness, making her performance even more memorable. Fact 5. The ambulance wasn't a prop. Unlike most movie vehicles, the Dodge ambulance driven by Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise had real outlaw history. It had already raced across the country in an actual Cannonball Run. In 1979, Brock Yates and Hal Needham entered the illegal race using that same ambulance, posing as medical workers with Yates' wife pretending to be a patient. Their strategy was to avoid police scrutiny while maintaining extreme speed. The disguise worked until the engine failed near Palm Springs, ending the run on a tow truck. Later, the ambulance was refurbished and used in the film as the team's signature vehicle. Beneath the jokes and costumes was a machine that had truly broken the rules. To audiences, it was a gag. To insiders, it represented the movie's rebellious spirit. Real, ridiculous, and barely legal. Fact 6. A last-minute casting change altered the movie forever. The sharp-tongued priest role was originally written for Don Rickles, whose cutting humor made him a perfect fit. He signed on but dropped out just before filming began. The reason was never confirmed, with rumors ranging from scheduling conflicts to creative disagreements. With production underway, the filmmakers turned to Sammy Davis Jr. Though unexpected, he brought charm, spontaneity, and electric chemistry with Dean Martin. Together, they became one of the film's most iconic pairings. Had Rickles stayed, the humor might have been harsher. Instead, Davis Jr. delivered a smoother, more playful energy, proving that accidents sometimes create perfection. Fact 7. The Rat Pack was just as chaotic behind the scenes. Whenever Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. were on set, production often felt like a late-night party. Playing mischievous fake priests, the legendary duo leaned fully into the madness, frequently arriving with drinks in hand and little memory of the script. Crew members recalled unpredictable performances filled with improvisation and missed cues. One scene had to be dubbed because Davis Jr.'s speech was too slurred to understand. Martin simply laughed and raised his glass. Rather than rein them in, Hal Needham allowed the chaos to unfold. Their natural chemistry gave the film a carefree energy no rehearsal could replicate. In a production defined by risk and spontaneity, they weren't acting unruly, they were just being themselves.